It's not gone down well. It's as simple as that. I think everybody is we're all scratching our heads as to what Neil Lennon is on about. Normally a very sensible guy, normally a very measured guy. Last week, his chief executive, Peter Lawwell, admitted that the trip was a mistake. Now Neil Lennon's contradicting that. Last week, John Kennedy, Neil Lennon's number 2, said Celtic had some minor slip-ups of COVID protocols in Dubai. Well, we know that now because they've had positive tests. That's correct. And yet Neil Lennon's denying anything is wrong. It is a bizarre outburst that Neil Lennon has come out with. I don't know whether he was told to say it, but it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense at all. If what Neil Lennon is saying there is correct, what exactly did Peter Lawwell, his chief executive, apologise for last week? What is the hypocrisy from that Neil Lennon is referring to from the critics? Because unless the critics went to Dubai and then came back having had similar problems, I don't see what they can be hypocrites about. It's a bizarre outburst. It really is. Paranoia is never far away at the old firm. I've been dealing with them now for over 30 years, and it's never far away. Celtic season has collapsed. The league is over. There's no denying that now. You cannot put a case for them coming back and getting even close to Rangers now. So all hell is breaking loose. This is classic old firm circling of the wagons, but it doesn't make sense. Last week, Peter Lawwell came out and apologised. And now Neil Lennon is coming out with a machine gun. It's just absolutely bizarre. Peter Lawwell did fire the first shots, of course. He apologised and then sort of withdrew it and told the fans to keep fighting. Now, given what happened outside Celtic Park, what happened to the fences, to the police, to the team bus, those words were inappropriate by Peter Lawwell. And Neil Lennon has continued that by coming out and fighting. But it doesn't make sense. It's the wrong time. It's a hands up. Now, I admit that some of the messages from the Scottish Government haven't always made sense. They've taken their chance to have a slap at football because it's good headlines and it's a great distraction when there's political difficulties with COVID. But this is the wrong time for Celtic to be coming out fighting. It's been a PR disaster from the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, bear in mind that they were supposed to play last Saturday against Hibernian, but the game was moved to Monday. Now, they rode roughshod over due process Celtic because they asked Hibernian 8 times to move that game to Monday night to enable them to go to Dubai. 8 times Hibernian said no. So Celtic went to the SPFL, who invoked a rule that many hadn't heard of. They should have heard of it, in fairness, but they hadn't heard of it, and they moved the game. Now, Hibernian were furious about that. Now, that right away was a disaster area, but then they lost to Ibrox. Now, Neil Lennon said today they were the better team. Well, try telling that to the guy who engraves the trophy at the end of the season. So they went to Dubai hours after losing at Ibrox Park. That was a PR disaster. The supporters who haven't seen their grandparents and their mothers and fathers, not been able to leave the city for weeks now, for months now in some cases, were furious about that. There was an insensitivity about that. And as I say, today, just for me, it's unfathomable that Celtic should come out with a baseball bat, should come out swinging punches. It's extraordinary.